about to do an oil change on this Pitster XTR 230, 250.
I refer to this as Pitster Pro because it has the graphics for these bikes now. The same bike now is GPX graphics. So I'll refer to it as a GPX XTR 250. It's a 233cc engine. It's essentially the Honda CRF 230 engine from yesteryear.
We're just going to like loosen it up, see if we can loosen it. Okay, that's it.
It's pretty loose.
So it's pretty loose, and now we're going to put a drain underneath. So make sure you put an oil drain clip pan underneath, and now loosen that big, large bolt.
No, it's not.
So these bikes are very easy to maintain. Everything is accessible on the bike itself. So this is where the strainer is, which is the oil filter, and that's a lot of oil. There we go. There's the spring.
Ooh, that looks like it needed it.
Here we go, right there. Oh, here's the cover. This is the cover for the oil strain, and I usually like to clean this up.
Look at that little thimble.
So this is the exact same strain that you would see on the Honda Elite 110 and the SH 150. It's exactly the same.
What about the
and I bet it's the same size.
Submerged. It was submerged in.
But it worked.
It was submerged in Shenandoah.
This is the oil dipstick. We're going to remove it. So let this drain for like 5 minutes. So at this point, we're going to blow some air through the strainer and clean it as much as we can. And we're using compressed air. It's cleaning the various components, including the dipstick. And he is meticulous about
OCD.
Cleaning everything. And just saved a lot of time. So this is the part that you're going to put in, and then followed by the spring, and then the filter goes on the spring, and then the filter goes on like this. And now he is going to be putting this in the bike and gently hand thread it. And it's a little bit tough with the shifter in place, but you should be able to kind of squeeze it in. And now push in the spring and just hand tighten it. As long as it goes into the first thread, it should be good. And then you don't want to put this extremely tight. So you don't want to put too much. And let's keep it like that, just a little. That's it.
That's it. That's enough, right?
Normally you want to use a torque wrench, but I generally don't. The oil we're going to be using, this is Rotella T6 1540. What do you think of this oil?
The manual calls for 20W50, but I don't think the bike's going to know the difference.
There we go. And just a little. And you take the dipstick and you measure it to see where it is. Remember, it's got a high and low. So we put the dipstick in, and there's nothing in it. It's not even hitting the...
I don't know on this one if you screw in the dipstick.
So when you're filling this bike up, the way we checked the oil on it is we held it absolutely flat and level, and then we did not screw the dipstick in to get the accurate oil measurement. So right now, it's not exactly at the very top. It's just a little bit further down from the top. So even if you were to screw in that dipstick, you would get a high reading on the oil, but it would still be within the limits. And remember, this bike has only seen, what, 700 miles of hard riding? So
most of it has been hard. I would say more than half the miles have been hard dual sport riding.
So we are done, and now what we're going to do is let the bike warm up for a bit. Glenn is going to start the bike, it's going to run, and we're going to recheck the oil once again.
To start the bike, the clutch must be pulled in, and then sometimes they get a little gas if necessary. Fires right up.
Another peculiar thing is the brake, the front brake master reservoir sight glass aims this way. It would be nice if they did use a Japanese type, because then you could get the square ones. And I noticed there's some rust developing on the screws in the very top.
Yeah.
Kind of stuck here. The cops won't bother me.